Some months in my makeup life are better than others. Sometimes I try a lot of products and I'm like, what is happening? Why are all these products so bad? And sometimes it's like, this is all really good stuff. And I am very excited to tell you that this month is the latter. I am about to count down from the worst product that I tried this month all the way to the best product that I tried this month. But honestly, I just have one fail, one thing that can be slightly improved, and the rest are big wins. And I can't wait to share them with you because I do have a lot of lower cost items mixed in with some more moderately more expensive products. So no matter what your price point, I think you're gonna find something awesome in here. So hang tight. I'm about to jump into all of that right now. Before we get started, I have been doing a hashtag not sponsored feature forever. Starting last month, I decided to replace the hashtag not sponsored feature with some empties for you. I do plan to flip back and forth between the not sponsored feature and the empties, but I had two empties I really wanted to share with you this month, so I figured we would do that. The first one was part of a sponsored video that I did for Skin Store. This is the Lululun Cleansing Balm, and it is as out as it can be. This was a fabulous cleansing balm. Not my absolute favorite of all time, but still very, very good. There were two things that didn't make this perfect. First is it's pretty highly fragranced in a floral kind of scent, and it's a floral that I don't particularly enjoy. The effectiveness is fantastic. I would give it a 9 out of 10. Unlike my two favorite cleansing balms, the Clinique Take the Day Off and the Vanilla Clean It Zero, I did have to pretty often go in with a second wipe with my eyes. I would say about half the time. It really just depended on the mascara that I was wearing. If I hadn't tried cleansing balms that were better, it wouldn't even be an issue. But just the fact that other cleansing balms do better, I figured I would mention that, even though it doesn't really bother me that much. But the big thing I really love about, I'm just like flopping around, bloop, 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 bloop. But the big thing I really love about this is that it washes away very, very nicely. I can go in with a second cleanse if I want to, but I don't necessarily have to. It just rinses away with warm water. It's a fantastic cleansing balm. Highly, highly recommend. I also really like the packaging on it. It's so cute. It's got the little button. And if you're easily amused, that's a thing too. The other product, I believe I got in PR from Elemis. I know I didn't pay for this. This is the Pro-Collagen Marine Cream. And if you were looking for just a really hydrating moisturizer, this one is wonderful. It feels great on the skin. It dries down beautifully. Again, it has a very strong scent. You're gonna see that as a theme today. I don't mind scents in my products as long as they're not super strong. And this one is very, very strong. It smells very spa-like. It smells almost beachy in the oceanic scent of it, which makes sense because it is the marine cream. It's not so strong that it's like, I'm dying, but it is, you know, it's significant. So if you don't like fragrances in your skincare, definitely stay away. The person I'm going to be recommending this for is somebody that wants a lot of hydration, and that part doesn't bother you. Those were the two empties I wanted to share with you, so it is now time to get into the worst product, the only fail that I had this month. Now, this is really weird because I've seen other people reviewing this product and a lot of people seem to really love it. I really don't like this product, like a lot. I really don't like it. And I'm so thankful that Bobbi Brown sent me PR for the very first time. And I hope that they take this as constructive feedback and not that I have a problem with Bobbi Brown Cosmetics as a whole. I think they make some really good stuff. This just one I really, really don't like. This is the Vitamin Enriched Skin Tint Broad Spectrum 15 in the shade Light 3. I will say that the shade is very nice for me, but it honestly doesn't matter. The shade literally doesn't matter because it fades to absolutely nothing on the skin. Let me show you. It is tinted when it comes out, but it is a moisturizer. You cannot, there is no tint. There is nothing there. Beyond the fact that all it is a moisturizer for me, which is fine, the scent on this it gives me a headache. It is so strong. And I noticed that with the other products that they sent me the vitamin enriched face base and the eye base. Both of them also have an extremely strong scent. Like, it is so strong, it is literally giving me a headache right now. I can smell it from my hand over to my face. When I apply it to my face, of course, with my nose being right there, it is even worse. It's not a bad scent. It is their signature skincare scent. It smells like skincare, but also a little bit, I don't want to say medicinal. It's not medicinal, but a little bit like too chemically. I don't know how else to describe it, but it isn't just floral. It's got like a fakeness to it almost. I really don't like this. The ways that I feel like this could improve is just adding a little bit more coverage to it. I do have a product I'm going to recommend to you that is a lot less expensive that I like so much better than this. It's a similar concept, but so much better executed. I'm going to show that to you in a few minutes. So adding that little bit more coverage and really toning down the scent, to like a third, so that you can still smell it if they want it to be scented, but not so freaking strong, man. It is out of control. I don't know if they're trying to mask something or what, but it is not good. It is not good. Number 9, I really like the effectiveness of it. It's just more the messy factor. This is the Kaleidos Tone Activator Eye Primer. It is a wonderful eye primer as far as it mutes out discoloration. It makes my eyeshadow last longer. It's just a really nice eyeshadow primer. The problem is this. It is so hard to keep clean. I just wiped all of this off of the edge of it as I was sitting here. And if you try to squeeze a little bit out to use, it just too much comes out of the tube and then creates more mess around the outside. It's just, something is up with the fill and the packaging on this that I really, really don't like. And you can even see like it's getting on the outside white packaging, which is not cute either. I'll show you how it mutes out discoloration really beautifully on my skin. You see that? So that's kind of the opacity I end up with on my eye. So it's not like a full coverage kind of situation, but it gives me a nice base to put my eyeshadows on over top of. So really fantastic product. I just really don't like the packaging. It's too messy. Very important to stress here that all of the rest of the products for me are absolute wins. I love them all. I had to really nitpick it to put them in order, but really, like, the number 8 product could have been number 2 or 3 in a different countdown. Very, very important to recognize that, because the next product is a collab product, and I don't want you to think that it is not good, because it is. I have a slight nitpick, but it is my personal skin tone that I have an issue with it. It's going to be beautiful for somebody else. This is the Finding Ferdinand collab with Khaki, and these are the cream blushes that she released, the shade she released. I can use 2 out of the 3 of these. Khaki is so good at color theory, and I have a feeling that she designed the one that doesn't work for me for the palest of the pale skins. This is in the shade Latte, and it just does not show up on me at all. One thing that's very important to know if you choose to buy these, it is an extremely sheer formula. It is for the no makeup look that looks so gorgeous on Khaki. It is not meant to be pigmented and bold and 2016. It is supposed to be beautiful, light, flush, and I just purchased the wrong shade for me. If you are very fair, this will probably be absolutely gorgeous. I'm actually passing it on to my 15-year-old who is much more fair than I am. The other 2 shades that I purchased, this one I'm wearing today, this is the shade Paloma, absolutely gorgeous, and you can see it works perfectly on me. And then this one is the one I've been using just a little bit more. This one is in Olay. Helps if I open it. There it is. This one's really beautiful as well. I was actually really surprised when I swatched these for the first time because they feel like almost wet to touch. A lot of cream products, they feel like a cream. This one almost feels like water solidified but not ice. I don't know how to describe it. I'm going to swatch all the shades at full strength. And you can see they're absolutely gorgeous. I think the reason why I put these here rather than higher up is just that I feel like you have to know that you like this kind of thing before you buy it. And I think if you do like very light natural blush, a cream blush, if you're really digging on that, you are going to freaking love these. But if you don't, you're probably not going to like them. It's just a personal preference thing, and it is Khaki's whole aesthetic, so it makes perfect sense. And again, I do really like them. Can you tell that I feel very uncomfortable with these being here on the countdown? I really do feel uncomfortable. But this is where they naturally fell just because of those specifications as far as the functionality of the product. Next up, another product that I absolutely love. This is from ColourPop. This is not a new product. It's just new to me. This is the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer. This is what I would replace this with. This needs to be this, but this is way less expensive, like super less expensive. I am in the shade Light 8N, and this is what I am wearing today on my face. You can see my freckles are still very prominent. It is a true light coverage product. And I'm just gonna pump a little bit on the back of my hand so you can see the coverage of it, just a tiny bit. And you can see it really is giving just that sheer to light. Wear time on this is very nice. It's not fabulous because it is so light coverage. I would say the light coverageness of it lasts about half to 3/4 of the day before I feel like I don't even have that anymore. I have to look very closely because it is light coverage. It's like, do I still have the coverage? Do I not still have the coverage? But if I look very, very closely, I can see that it's kind of faded because it is, there isn't a lot of potency to it. There isn't a lot of punch. There isn't a lot of oomph. There isn't a lot of pizzazz to it. But yeah, just keep that in mind as well, because with light coverage products, if you're not used to using them, that may be something that you notice. Next up are blushes, and I'm a little, like, my memory is a little weird on this. I feel like the Essence Pure Nude line was always highlighters, and now they came out with blushes. That's what my memory is telling me, but I could be totally wrong there. That is not the point of this review, though. The point of this review of these products is that they are absolutely fabulous blushes. These are the Essence Pure Nude Baked Blushes, and I have the shade Berry Cheeks and Pretty Peach, and they are fantastic. The formula is wonderful. It goes on very, very light and then builds. So I personally really love that because I feel like it makes it more versatile for people of different skin tones. So those are the two blushes at full strength, and both of these do work very well for me. Even though this one is so deep, you would think it might not work for me. It works great because it builds so slowly. I can really craft how much product I want on my skin, but you can build it up if you want to build it up. So yes, yes, yes on these. They are wonderful. This next product I did not expect to like because I am jaded when it comes to mascaras. I automatically think a mascara is going to suck. I never expect much because I need a lot. That's the thing, is my lashes, my natural lashes are very short. They're very sparse. There's not a lot going on there. I need a lot of help. So it takes a lot for me to be impressed by a mascara. This one's actually really good. Honestly, like big brands it's just a lot of times they just make it, it's just lazy. It's lazy how they make them. It's like, we know we can sell it because of our name, so we're not even going to try. Benefit tried, and they did good. This is the Fan Fest mascara from Benefit that's brand new. It is so good. It is so good. I love the wand on this. I know there's other brands that have wands similar, but what I love about it is the curve on it. So when you put it on your lashes, I have fake lashes on today, but when you put it on your lashes, you feel that curve going up, and it really coats all of the lashes. I love this shape, love it. But what's really great about it is that the formula itself is both lengthening and volumizing. I would say lengthening just a little bit more than volumizing because you don't get that like chunky look that you get from really volumizing mascaras. That does not happen. I personally feel like it is the perfect amount of length and volume. I can't think of a single thing I don't like about this mascara. Nothing. There's nothing I don't like about it. It is freaking phenomenal. Actually, there's one thing, and it's just that I wish that it was a lower price point, but it's Benefit. It's not going to be at a lower price point. So if you were looking at a mascara, I do believe they make a sample size of this if you want to try it before you invest in a full size, but I highly recommend. I honestly, I can't think of anything I don't like. That's 100%. Next up, the first eyeshadow palette of 2 that I will be sharing with you. This is the Heaven on Earth eyeshadow palette from Sydney Grace, and this is what I'm wearing on my eyes today. It is traditional Sydney Grace formula. It is super fab, goes on super pigmented. It's just a wonderful palette. I did a video a couple of weeks ago where I swatched this palette and the other palette that's in the countdown in a big swatch party. So if you want to see full swatches of this, I highly recommend watching that video. You can even skip around if you just want to see this palette, but it is absolutely freaking gorgeous. It does everything that I want it to do. I love this beautiful pop of this true ocean blue, like when, well, not our oceans in Maryland, but real, the way oceans are supposed to be. This color blue, it's really beautiful, and along with a lot of these more muted kinds of tones. But I have loved every look I've created with this. I will tell you, this shade though is the standout shade for me. This one is in Supernatural, and it's what I have on the inner corner of my eye. I don't know if it's gonna come off on camera, but it's got a beautiful blue shift to it. It is so pretty. I don't know if it's coming. I think you might be able to see it just a little bit. It is gorgeous. And so fun to play with on the inner corner. I do actually have a small critique of this, and it is that Sydney Grace's foils tend to transfer on me because I do have a slight hooding of my eyes. After I apply the foiled shades to my lid, they transfer up to my brow bone, into my crease, and they look kind of weird. So I have to go back and blend them out with some of the matte shades in order to make them look good, because the transfer isn't what I want. That's not where I want that color to be. So it just takes me a little bit to kind of work with them to get the shades where I want them. But overall, it is gorgeous. And if you don't have hooding of your eyes, you probably won't have that problem. But it's something I did want to mention because it is kind of annoying. And that really does have to do with how emollient and creamy the foils are. They transfer pretty easily. This next product was sent to me by Hindash quite a long time ago, but I honestly haven't really used it. I've used it a little bit for contouring, but not a ton. It's just, I don't contour a lot. It's a lot of work and it's so easily messed up for me. I fail at it so often. So it's like, do I really want to mess with that? Probably not. But I found a new use for this, and I believe we talked about this in live chat last weekend. What I've been doing, because I've realized recently that a lot of my foundations are too light for me. Especially if I look back at videos from last fall and winter, I've noticed that I look super pale, and I don't think that that's my natural skin tone. I think that it's just my foundations. A lot of them are just a tad bit too light. So what I've been doing is blending this into foundations that are too light, and it makes them absolutely freaking perfect. So like, for example, this is the Kosas foundation in the shade Light Neutral Warm, and it is not the shade for me. Usually these kinds of shades work really well, but this is just too light. So then I take just a little bit of the Hindash and just put it right on the side. I try to just start with the tiniest bit and then build it up. So, and then blend it together, like you don't know how to mix foundation, but I just want to show you how this one in particular mixes in. And then that one is so much closer to where I want to be. So it just changes it perfectly. If you are deeper, he also has a deeper version. This one is in the shade Thorn. This one is in the shade Carve. And then there's also a lighter one, which is actually really nice for an eye base for me. This is in the shade Canvas, because I think that that was really the intention, is to use as an eye primer. So just so you know, these are available. This has been the one of my choice recently though, because it really does make it the perfect shade. And what's great about it too is it doesn't mess with the formula of the foundation. I've used it with so many different formulas, and I've never had any problem with it mixing in weird, like at all, like no chunking or making it streaky or wiggly or anything weird. It mixes in perfectly. If you've been watching my channel over the past month, you're probably not surprised that this is my favorite eyeshadow palette of the month. It's this one. This is the Gourmande Girls Nightshade palette, which when I picked this up, I would never have thought this would have been my favorite, because I don't wear a lot of bright colors. Like, I just don't. But this is so workable. It's so workable and so fun, and you don't even have to use all of the shades. You can just pick one. Like, if you don't like a lot of bright colors, you can just pick one. But the thing about this is that they go on so beautifully. and they just bring your look to a whole different level. They did such a nice job with the color story of it, and it's just fun, especially going into the fall. A lot of these are going to look really good for those nice warm fall looks. You can pair them with some of those warm tone or cool tone browns and really create a beautiful like foresty look with this one, or add the purple in for that like pop of color with a natural look. This yellow, okay, I had zero hope in this yellow because yellows consistently and, you know, constantly and reliably look like absolute trash on me. But the thing about this yellow is that it has so much green in it that when you put it next to other greens, the green really does pop and it's almost like a hint of yellow. It's very cool. But these shades, this dream shade here, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. This one here, oh my gosh, I die. Let me do this one too, because this one's fun. Like really, they're so pretty. Like if I was gonna create a palette, like I would want all of these shades. I can't help but swatch them. I cannot help it. I can't. I know I have a whole video with all the swatches, with brush swatches and everything, but I have to get my fingers in them. Like if you want a play palette, if you want a fun palette, if you want to get out of your comfort zone, or if this is your comfort zone and you just want to have fun, highly, highly, highly recommend. And then finally, at number one, okay, I always save this for a product that surprises me, that catches me off guard, where I'm like, what? Like, this is really good. Y'all gonna be like, Jen, stop talking about it. Once it's in favorites and fails, I will chill out on it. I promise. This is the Catrice Under Eye Brightener. It says Instant Awake, and that is what it does. That is absolutely what it does. This surprised me so much. I was like, man, under eye brightener or whatever. Like, I really didn't think it was gonna do much. I can't stop using this. I use this all the freaking time. It is wonderful. It conceals and also brightens at the same time. And there is no creasing. Yay! Sorry if that's creepy. I'm like, rrr. It's wonderful. It's been fantastic for me. I do have a critique of number one though. Now thinking about it, I probably should have switched this because I have zero critiques on this. I do have one critique on this. They need to make more shades. This is like, that just having a shade for my skin tone and lighter is not cool. They really need to make a medium and a deep in this so that other people can enjoy it. This is going to work for a very limited number of people. But the formula itself is freaking phenomenal. If you have dry skin, this is going to also hydrate. It is very much a cream formula. I don't know if you have oily skin, how this is going to work, but dry skin, this is definitely going to be fantastic. Let me just do a little swoosh. See how it's very, very pigmented. My monitor is like backwards from what I'm actually doing, so sometimes I go backwards, but you can see like it gives that little bit of a pink tint that's really popular right now in products. I guess you would call it more of a peach tint than a pink tint. I don't know. Is that peach or pink? I don't know. I'm not good with undertones. We'll leave that to khaki. But yeah, I think the reason why I put this at number one is if there's any product that has really changed my game this month, it's been this. And I think that's why it deserves to be at number one. Even if I feel like universally, it probably should be a little bit lower down. And at this point, my friend, it is your turn. In the collective brain of makeup awesomeness, where we help each other not to buy crap and to buy things that are totally worth it, I would love to know your thoughts on anything that I tried this month that I showed you, because I have one face, I have one opinion, I have one set of thoughts, and you are many. So please leave your thoughts down in the comment section down below. You know, I always love learning from you. I know the community loves learning from you. It is a great way to get other opinions other than mine, because I am not the end-all be-all of opinions. I just have one. I feel like it's pretty educated, but it's educated for me. It is not, I can't be educated on everybody's skin type and skin tone, but that's what the community is all about, because we all have different experiences. So if you do have one of those opinions, please share it down below. Help us all out. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help me out so much. And subscribe if you're not already subscribed. If you would like to hang out just a little bit longer, YouTube should be recommending a couple of videos for you right over here to watch, including one that I picked out for you special right there. YouTube's going to pick the top one for you based on your viewing history, but if you do need to go, I get it. It is no problem at all. Thank you so much for hanging out as long as you did. And mad love to you. I will see you in a video very, very soon. Bye!